Let me say something that might sound controversial at first. Interviewing is way easier than we make it out to be. Not easy like effortless, but easier than the stress, overthinking, and anxiety we usually pile on top of it. Most people walk into interviews feeling like they're taking a test, like there's a secret list of perfect answers they're supposed to give. And if they don't say the exact right thing, everything falls apart. But here's the truth: interviews are just conversations. And the people who stand out aren't the ones who memorize the best answers, they're the ones who actually care about what they're saying. Today I'm going to break down why interviews feel harder than they need to be, how to think about your elevator pitch in a way that feels natural, how passion becomes your biggest advantage, and the exact questions that you should be asking that can completely change how interviewers see you. Let's get right into it. Number 1, reframing the interview mindset. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is believing an interview is about saying what the other person wants to hear. Think about that for a second. When you're having a real conversation with someone, do you want to hear them saying things they think you want to hear, or do you want to hear about something they actually care about? Exactly. Interviewers are people first. They've heard the same rehearsed answers over and over. I'm a hard worker. I'm a team player. I'm passionate about growth opportunities. None of that is wrong, and you may align with all of those things, but none of it is memorable either. The goal isn't to impress someone with perfection. The goal is to connect. And connection happens when what you're saying actually means something to you. Number 2, the elevator pitch. It's not what you think it is. Let's talk about the dreaded elevator pitch. Most people treat an elevator pitch like a mini resume. I'm a motivated student with experience in leadership and teamwork, yada yada. But that's not what it needs to be. Your elevator pitch is simply a quick summary of what you're most proud of. That's all it is. Think about what your educational or professional life has in its background and ask yourself, what accomplishment am I genuinely proud of? What project did I care about even when it was hard? What experience helped shape who I am? When you talk about something you're proud of, a few things happen naturally. You sound more confident, you explain things more clearly, and you don't feel like you're performing. And that confidence doesn't come from being perfect, it's coming from you being honest. Number 3, passion is tangible and people can tell. Here's something that most people underestimate: how tangible being passionate is. You can hear it in someone's voice. You can see it in how they explain things. You can feel it in how engaged they are while talking to you. Even if someone isn't the most polished speaker, you can tell when they care. And interviewers notice this a lot more than you may think. Standout interviewees aren't the ones with the best answers. They're the ones who actually care about the answers they're giving. So instead of relying on generic responses to expected interview questions, try this. Tie your answers to accomplishments you care about. Bring in subjects you're generally interested in. And share experiences that matter to you, not just the ones that sound good. If you care, it'll show. And if you don't, that'll show too. Number 4, stop memorizing answers and start telling stories. Another mistake people make is memorizing answers word for word. This usually is going to lead to sounding robotic, freezing when the question is phrased a little differently, and forgetting what you were going to say mid-sentence. Instead, focus on stories and themes instead of scripts. Know a few experiences that you're proud of. Know what you learned from them, and know why they matter to you. Then adapt those stories to the questions being asked. Stories are powerful because they're easier to remember, they feel authentic, and they show how you think, not just what you know. And again, interviews are conversations, not recitals. 5, a little research goes a long way. Now let's talk preparation, because preparation does matter. Doing a little research on the company you're interviewing with can completely change the dynamic of the conversation. Look into their mission or their vision statement. Look Look into the main focuses or pillars of the company. Look into recent projects, initiatives, or values that they highlight. Then, when possible, tie your experiences or interests to those areas. This does 3 really important things. 1, it shows you're prepared and genuinely interested in the company or organization. 2, it signals that you align with the type of person they're looking to hire. 3, it lets you evaluate them, not just the other way around. Because interviews aren't just about them choosing you, they're also about you deciding if this company is a right fit for you. Number 6, do they actually live their mission? Here's something a lot of people forget. Every company has a mission statement, but not every company actually lives by it. By asking thoughtful questions and listening carefully, you can tell whether leadership believes in those values, whether employees feel connected to that mission, or whether it's just words on a website. This leads perfectly into one of the most important parts of any interview. Number 7, asking the right questions. When an interviewer asks, "Do you have any questions for us?" this is not a throwaway moment. This is your chance to stand out. Here are 3 powerful questions that have brought people real success. 1, what has kept you excited to come back and work here day after day, year after year? This invites a personal answer, and you'll immediately hear whether their enthusiasm is real or forced. Example 2. What are a couple of examples that demonstrate the company's commitment to its mission or vision statement? This shows that you did your research, you care about their mission and vision statement. 3, and you're thinking long term. Example number 3. What has been the best surprise about working for this company? This often catches people off guard in a good way, and the answer tells you a lot about company culture. Then, pay attention, because just like earlier, passion is tangible. At the end of the day, interviewing isn't about being flawless. It's about knowing what you're proud of, being comfortable talking about what matters to you, preparing just enough to show you care, and asking questions that spark real conversation. When you stop trying to be the perfect candidate and start being genuine, engaged, and authentic, that's when interviews get easier. If you found this helpful, consider liking this video, subscribing, and sharing it with somebody who's stressing about an interview right now. And again, the best interviews don't feel like interviews. They feel like conversations worth having.